Hello everyone and welcome back to ArxangelRC. Today I have the pleasure of showing you the smaller brother of the RunCam Split, the Split Mini. Surprising as it may be, the only department where it is lacking is weight, with the Mini being 6 grams lighter. Other differences include smaller PCB design, although now there are 2 ports rather than 1, but the lens cable is certainly lighter and the sensor module itself is also visibly smaller and more compact, being closer to RunCam's micro models. Other specifications such as input voltage, video resolutions and frame rates seem to be absolutely identical. Testing the delay on the bench really doesn't give me any conclusive results. If there is any, it is not easy to see it. Movement is transmitted pretty quickly. One drawback though of a lighter camera is that these weight savings have to come from somewhere, and one of the things that took a hit was the lens module. Not saying image will be of lower quality, not at all, but since the lens is physically smaller, it no longer fits inside the Zocht dart out of the box, and I had to print out an adapter ring, but at least now it fits perfectly. The smaller PCBs allowed me to mount them right behind the camera in front of the battery by cutting very little foam from the sides of the camera bed. I had to solder on a longer cable to make it to the power connector, and yes, the Mini doesn't have one of those micro JST connectors. You will have to do some soldering if you're not going to be powering it via the USB port, but overall I think this turned out very clean, and who knows, there might just be enough space in there to facilitate the installation of an autopilot. But I guess I will get to this a bit later on. Now, time to get to flying. Up until this moment I actually had the regular Split in the Dart, so I had some footage from it as well, so I will put them side by side for comparison. The only difference I can easily see is that, probably because of the smaller size, the lens on the Split Mini is also shorter, hence why you see a bit more foam in the corners compared to the regular Split. Otherwise, both cameras should be stock when it comes to settings, and honestly, I am hard pressed to find any differences in image quality or color rendering between the two. In fact, I could have shown footage from the regular one and called it the Mini or vice versa, but can you really be certain I even have the Mini right now? I'm pretty sure nobody can tell the difference. Okay, joking aside, I might be imagining this, but looking at the video it sometimes feels as if the Mini has just a bit less warping in the image, but again, very difficult to say conclusively. Some people have reported these artifacts in the top right corner, but I can't be certain about this, to be honest. I am not seeing anything in there, but perhaps under different lighting conditions, when the camera has to up the ISO, things might be different. I guess I will find out at some point, but for the time being I'm not seeing anything troubling or out of the ordinary. And now think about this. You have a smaller physical size, less weight, but without any noticeable compromise in image quality and camera performance. This is outstanding. I really can't wait for some future Split Micro, all of that in 10 grams perhaps. Now, it is true that most gains from this weight reduction will be felt on a racing copter, because there absolutely and positively every single gram counts, especially when you're racing and need the best performance possible, coupled with an HD recording of that race. There is just no alternative right now. RunCam have done an outstanding job again, and I am very pleased with this camera. If I ever mount it on a racing copter, at least within the next few months, while it's still the only one in its class, I would be thrilled that there is literally nothing equally good at this weight or better that I could have gotten. As fate would have it though, I recently also got some pretty interesting new items which have similar functionality, and even though it is not at the levels RunCam is giving us, I'm thinking they would satisfy my desire for something like this on a copter, and the Split Mini would stay on the Dart for the foreseeable future. And speaking of the Dart, having flown it more, I can only confirm my initial statement that this is an outstanding performing plane, and now it has the best RunCam has to offer when it comes to recording cameras, of course, and as an added bonus, it is 6 grams lighter, which will certainly affect the verticals, and that is what this plane does for the most part. Recently, I also replaced the Nanotech 45C 4S 1000 mAh battery with a 275C 4S 1050 mAh battery, and I can tell you with absolute certainty that those verticals got even more aggressive, possibly thanks to the lower voltage sag that the two battery experiences under load. This is just getting better and better, so stay tuned for more updates on the Dart. Now, if you have found this video useful, please like, share and subscribe if you haven't already, and consider doing the same on Facebook. All items featured in this video are linked in the description below, and buying anything via those links would go a long way towards supporting this channel and would be greatly appreciated. Happy flying, and until next time.